Hi, I'm Angela from empoweredcrystals.com and I make healing crystal jewellery. Today we're going to be performing a money spell. I'm quite reluctant to use the word spell, but I know a lot of you recognise the term, so that's why I'm using it today. It's more of a programming crystal ritual, and it's also very much so a law of attraction ritual as well. And I always feel with a ritual that with all the things that you go through, these steps, that it strengthens what you're actually planning on attracting. So if you're watching me on YouTube, please do click the like and subscribe button. I'm very new and I'm trying to build up my channel, and your support would be greatly appreciated. I do lots of readings, crystal healings, distant Reiki healings, and also videos on properties, crystal properties. So it'll be very good if you could subscribe. So today, with this money spell, or programming your crystal, or law of attraction ritual, whatever you wish to call it, we are going to be using crystals, obviously, because I am Empowered Crystals. We are going to be using a prosperity oil that I made up earlier. We are going to be using a green candle. It's the colour that attracts the prosperity with this. You can also use gold. And I'm going to be programming up a crystal. I've chosen aventurine. This is a raw aventurine for prosperity. I've also got a raw calcite here for prosperity. We've got a piece of paper to write down what we want to attract, and I've also included a couple of pieces of jewellery, my favourite pieces, to attract it as well, because we want to be wearing something every day really to attract the energy into our lives. Apart from anything else, if you just think of it like a focus, that you see this bracelet on your hand and you remember your little prosperity spell and what you're trying to attract. I've also included some larger crystals here. Citrine is a prosperity crystal, so I've got a massive cathedral here. Now I know this is heat treated amethyst, but I have experimented with natural citrine and I find the heat treated citrine is much better. But for all you purists out there, I've also got some natural raw citrine here from the Congo and some from Brazil. I've also included a little raw quartz, raw rose quartz here, because we want to attract a nice bit of self-love and self-care into this. We want it for our higher good. So I always like to add a little bit of rose quartz quite often into my rituals. So to start going through everything, we are going to dress this candle with prosperity oil. Now the prosperity oil is very simple. I just added a few essential oils to some sunflower oil. Now the sunflower oil is good for prosperity, but don't take my word on it. Just do a search and find prosperity oils and the ingredients. What I tend to do is look up herbs for prosperity, and then I choose the essential oils or herbs out the kitchen, or even herbs from the garden. So what I have used today is frankincense and patchouli essential oil in this, but there's many other options, a lot cheaper. One of my other favourites is rosemary for prosperity as well, manifestation. So we have got our crystal here. I'm going to be using both of these crystals to charge up, and all these are for background power. And I've got two pieces of jewellery. Now this is a tiger's eye, which is for luck, so that fits in quite well with the prosperity. And I've also chosen a raw quartz, and The clear quartz I've purely chosen because you can program it for anything. So it's very easy to get hold of. So if you have difficulty getting hold of any of the stone, most of you will be able to get hold of clear quartz really quickly and easily. So to start off with, we are going to dress our candle. So with the prosperity oil. So with the candle, because we're wanting to attract money to us, we draw it from the outside inwards. So I just get a little bit on my hands and draw this towards the center. And all the time you're thinking of your money being attracted to you. So we'll pop that. This is in sand, so it doesn't cause a fire hazard. And this is a little fireproof bowl as well that I've got here. So the next thing we are going to do is write on a small piece of paper. It has to be small because you're going to burn it later, so you don't want to cause a massive fire. So how we do this is I've got a green pen here. Now, green is associated with prosperity. So what we're going to write is whatever amount of money that you want, or a general statement. Now, if you need £500 to pay the bill quick, say, I already have £500 extra in my bank account this month, something like that. Probably not put time limits on it so that you give it a little bit of time to work, but time limits can be useful if you need something quick. So you could just put quickly so that the spell knows it's got to work quickly. So I am going to not put a limit on it because I want lots of money, don't we all? So I am going to put, I attract money easily to me. So I'm just going to leave it at that. So the thing about this statement, I attract money easily to me. It's a statement of fact. It's not, I want to attract money easily, because you're going to attract wants then. So you have to be careful the way you phrase these. It has to be that it already has happened. So I have £500 extra in my account. I have lots of money spare this month. I have attracted extra money from an unexpected source this month. So we've got this. We're going to fold it towards us. Fold it in little triangle towards us. Doesn't really matter, but anything towards us because we're attracting. So we've got our little triangle. You need to have it relatively big because we're want to draw some sort of power symbol with the prosperity oil on there. So what I'm going to do, I think I'm going to have these two crystals that I'm going to charge up today. So I'm going to add a little bit of prosperity oil onto these. Because they're raw crystals, they can take the oil. That's absolutely fine. With the jewellery, you have to be a bit more careful, and there's going to be a bit of a different method for charging these up because they are silver plated. You don't want to be rubbing oils or anything like that. I'm rubbing wiping my hands as we speak so I don't get them on it, because it will eat into the jewellery. So we want to be a bit careful about that. So what we are going to do now is we are going to light our candle of intent. So we've got that ready, being lit now, and this is creating like a lovely fire energy. I love fire energy because I always feel as though the energy is like burning and then it's disappearing into the universe and releasing all your intentions. So what we're going to do now is we're going to choose our symbol that we're going to draw on the piece of paper. So you can use whatever you want, something that is meaningful to you. So you could even use a money sign, though I personally like to use sacred symbols. So you could use a pentagram if pentagrams scare you. They are just protection symbols, but and power symbols. But one of my favorites, because I'm into Reiki and obviously I'm Reiki master, is I choose Reiki symbols. So you can use the power symbol Choku Rei. One of my other favorites is there's a language that was channeled. There's a book on it called the Zebu language, Zibu, and that's full of angelic symbols. And you can use one for abundance and prosperity from that book as well. But choose what you want. Today I am going to choose the Reiki symbol, I think. If you're not attuned to Reiki, you can always use the pentagram or something else. So I'm going to use the Reiki symbol. Obviously that is very rough because it's in oil, but mentally I did it. So I'm going to put this in my bowl. And I'm going to get my pieces of jewellery that I'm going to charge up. I'm just wiping off the excess oil so I don't get it onto the jewellery. And what we want to do now is burn this piece of paper. And I'm going to burn this over this. And then this is going to release its energy into the crystals. Now be very careful with that, don't burn yourself. This is why you use a small piece of paper, and you want that to burn, and this is releasing the oil. Now when that cools down a little bit and you've got the smoke, this is when you put your pieces of jewellery over the smoke, because it's releasing its energy, and this is where I'm using that smoke to really infuse these pieces of jewellery. This isn't something you want to be doing every day with jewellery. This is very occasional. So if you want to program a piece of jewellery, I would use different ones for different things. So with the clear quartz, you can use it for anything, and it's great if you can use specific ones, so like a little venturine pendant or venturine bracelet, and any of the other crystals for prosperity that I've already mentioned. So we have this ash now. So we have our pieces of, because it was a small piece, these haven't really heated up, but you know, please do leave it. But these, they have got imbued that energy, but obviously wait until everything's cooled down and you can touch it. And also what I like to do is, you've got two choices with this ashes. You can collect it up and you can bury it in the garden, in your own property it has to be, or you can keep it in a little bag and you can actually get little bits of it and rub tiny little bits onto the stones. Try to always avoid the wire, and then that energy is going to be imbued into your crystals. Always at the end of a spell, ritual, law of attraction, I always like to say, this is for everyone's higher good, and no harm shall be done. This is so that any money that you get is in good faith. You don't cause any harm to anybody by getting it. So we don't want anybody dying and you get in an inheritance, and you don't want to be made redundant, unless it's for your higher good, of course, and you're going to go on to a better job. So you really want to be thinking of this as a harm to none spell. So what I would do now is leave that candle to burn. Once it's burnt, you can just throw away the end once everything's cooled down. These crystals you can keep somewhere where that it represents money. So maybe in your purse or in your handbag. If you're wanting to put it into a wallet for you men out there, I'd choose a much smaller stone. So, the size of the stone doesn't matter, just as long as it's got the energy imbued. And then you've got something that you're wearing every day with that lovely energy, and you can always keep on adding the ash, rubbing the ash into it every day until it's all gone. And I've had a lot of success with these methods. I've bought my house through this. Everything was going to fall through, and then I did a spell like this and it all went through. So I will be doing some more spells for specific things, rituals, and hopefully you'll enjoy them and that you'll get some success. Let me know if you're going to try this out, if you liked it, and also if you get any success stories with it. I would absolutely love to hear. That would be great. As always, if you can click on the like and subscribe button, I'll be very grateful. I'm very small and growing, and I'll see you next time. Bye.